I cannot believe it is already time for the baby shower for baby number 2. For today's video, we are going to be setting up everything and getting it ready for the shower tomorrow. And when I say we, I mean me and my aunt. She came over to help me get everything done. Since it is so close to Cinco de Mayo, I decided to go with a Fiesta theme for this baby shower. First thing first though, I need to take my daughter to her grandparents' house so that I can actually get something done. Lucky for me, my stepmom happened to be off work today, so Gracie was able to spend the day with them while mommy got ready for tomorrow. We decided to have our baby shower at our house under our carport, so this is what the carport looks like now before we started anything. My husband used a leaf blower to blow away the dirt and leaves so we can have a somewhat clean surface to begin with. The weather is great right now. It's not really gotten too hot yet and it's not supposed to rain, so we should be good. It's just really beautiful outside, so I wanted to take advantage and have the shower out here instead of indoors. Plus we didn't have to pay for rental space, so that's great too. Next, we are just going to start setting up all of the tables to see where we want to place everything. We are trying to plan out where we wanted the food, the desserts, the drinks, the gifts, just all of that stuff. We decided to put all of the food along this back wall, just so that the wind wouldn't really get to it. And then we started setting up the tables for the guests to actually sit at. So this is how the tables and the chairs looked when we finished setting everything up. We have the food along the back wall, and then these other tables are for the guests to sit at, so that they can sit down and eat. Now we had quite a time with these flag banners. So my first thought was to put them in a diagonal from corner to corner, but there really isn't anything to fasten them to on the ceiling of the carport, so we used tape. We used about 3 big pieces of tape on each end, and it ended up looking really good, but the only problem was that the tape would not hold them to the ceiling. They kept falling, so we kept putting more tape, and eventually we just got fed up with it and decided to move on. We moved them to the outer portion of the carport where we could go from a piece of wood to another piece of wood and use tacks to secure them instead of the tape. And I actually like how this turned out much better. It actually brings this part, this outside part, it helps tie it into the carport. Next, we started working on hanging these fan decorations. If you're hanging decorations outside, I highly suggest using tacks or something like that because the tape just wasn't cutting it when the wind started blowing. You can really see how the wind was blowing. These tacks held everything in place. The thing that is covering the shed door is actually a little DIY thing I did. I found this idea from Pinterest and I just recreated it. It's basically poster board on the back and gift tissue overlaid on top of each other, just different colors. It wasn't hard to make at all and it looked so much better than this greasy, ugly door. So we decided to hang it over the door just to help hide it. After thinking about it, we decided to put the gift table right in front of this backdrop. That way we could put a tablecloth on the table to help hide the door even more. And that worked out great. So it was just the backdrop up top, and then there was a table, and there were gifts on the table, and a tablecloth on the table. So it hid the door almost completely. Now we are getting to the actual table decorations. These are the coolers I found on Amazon that fit the Fiesta theme we were going for. I'll be sure to link them in the description box. But I do want to say that I do not recommend the sombrero one because it ended up being really small and you can't really fit many drinks in it at all. The cactus one, on the other hand, ended up being a pretty good size. So that one worked out good for us. Oh, and let me tell you about the table centerpieces before I forget. I just used some empty beer bottles as the centerpieces with a little sombrero hanging off of the case. My husband loves Budweiser, so that's why there are so many of them. And no, he did not empty all of these bottles in one day, although I'm pretty sure he could have. But I've been collecting them for a little over a month now. And I got the sombreros from Walmart in the pet section. They were out during Halloween, so they are actually costumes for your dog, but today they're going to be part of my table centerpieces. So that's where they came from, and I also added in some red roses just to add a little floral accent to the tables. Me and my aunt also decided that it was a good idea to hide the lawnmower with a couple of tablecloths, and it looks so much better than the lawnmower just in the background of the baby shower. Of course, the food and drinks and gifts are not out here today, but be sure to watch our baby shower vlog to see how it looks with everything set up. Now that we have done all that we could do today, it's time to go pick up our baby girl. Let's just hope all of the decorations hold up overnight so we won't really have much to do in the morning before the shower begins. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe it gave you some ideas if you're planning a Fiesta themed party. Be sure to check out our baby shower vlog to see all the food, desserts, final decorations, and games that we played.